This documentary coincides with the completion of my first book, 1000 Titles of Imam Hussain al-Salam from the Poetry of Miranese, an effort of 17 years. I have written multiple scripts on various subjects for numerous documentaries. I have had the honor of doing the Arba'in walk 12 times so far. And yet, I struggled for days to pen a simple intro of Karbala to present in this film. Even now, I am only expressing my feelings and admitting my weakness. But there is no shame in this confession. How does one glorify a land that Allah chose above other lands for the acceptance of supplications, whose earth was sanctified by the blood of the chief of martyrs, a land in whose soil Allah has placed cure from illnesses? This is a realm of mercy, the dominion of benevolence, the light of weeping eyes, the Qibla of mourning hearts, and the refuge of yearning souls. This is Karbala, the resting place of Imam Hussain al-Salam, who took the ultimate stand for truth and social justice against corruption and tyranny, reducing danger and death to unconsidered trifles. Today, I will introduce you to an Imamzadeh who was not only the first Sayyid to migrate from Kufa to Karbala, but also the very first custodian of the holy shrines of Imam Hussain al-Salam and Hazrat Abbas al-Salam. His name is Ibrahim and title al-Mujab, the meaning and background of which I shall reveal later in this documentary. He is buried inside the holy shrine of Imam Hussain al-Salam. His father is Imamzadeh Muhammad al-Abid, son of Imam Musa al Kazim al-Salam, whose shrine I have had the honor of visiting in Dezful, Iran. For your knowledge, Ibrahim al Mujaab is the real nephew of Imamzadeh Ahmad al-Salam or Shah Chiragh of Shiraz, Bibi Hakime Khatun Salamul Alaiha of Katsaran, and Imamzadeh Hamza al-Salam, who is buried inside the shrine of Shah Abdul Azim al-Salam in Ray. The presence of Ibrahim al Mujab along with his father Muhammad al-Abid has been noted during the historical event of Silsilatul Zahab of Imam Ali Raza al-Salam in Nishapur, Iran. After a period of extreme persecution of the visitors of the grave of Imam Hussain al-Salam under the Abbasid Caliph Mutawakkil, there was a short period of relief. It was then that Ibrahim decided to migrate to Karbala. He settled in Karbala in the year 247 Hijri, 13 years before the commencement of Ghaibat al-Sughra, or minor occultation of Imam al-Mahdi al-Salam. He arrived immediately after the death of al-Mutawakkil, the tyrant Abbasid Caliph who tried to desecrate the grave of Imam Hussain al-Salam 42 times. Circumstances were favorable as the new Caliph al-Muntasir, son of Mutawakkil, as a result of the extremities of his father, was more lenient towards the Shias and the visitors of the grave of Imam Hussain al-Salam. As the chief custodian, Ibrahim al Mujab knew that his primary job was to secure the grave of Imam Hussain al-Salam along with his family and companions. So at the first opportunity, he undertook the charge of building catacombs over the graves of the martyrs of Karbala. Today, the holy zaris that we visit of Imam Hussain al-Salam and Hazrat Abbas al-Salam are 1 and 2 levels above the actual graves, which have been secured in the basements below. And this is the accomplishment of Imamzadeh Ibrahim al Mujab, who secured the sacred graves for centuries to follow. Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam famously said, "Heaven lies under the feet of the mother." And indeed, it was his dedication to his mother's service that earned him the title al-Mujab. His mother had grown old and weak, but passion for the ziyarat of Imam Hussain al-Salam remained unextinguished in her heart. So out of boundless compassion, every Thursday night he would hoist his mother upon his shoulder and carry her to the holy shrine of the chief of martyrs. This compassionate yet extremely tiring journey continued for several weeks and months. His back would ache, but Ibrahim bore it with the devotion and grace of a dutiful son. Until one day his mother told him that her time in this world was coming to an end and that she wished to visit the shrine of Imam Hussain salam one last time. With tears in his eyes and a chest choked with grief at the thought of the impending separation, Ibrahim carried his mother to the holy shrine. And it was on this last Thursday of his service to his mother that it happened. As soon as he entered the sacred sanctuary, he said, "As-salam alayka ya Abba, peace be upon you, O my father." And back came the reply,
Alayka salam ya waladi.
"Peace be upon you, O my son." A loud and clear exchange to the amazement of every person present within earshot. And that is how Ibrahim bin Muhammad became Ibrahim al Mujaab, meaning Ibrahim, he who is answered. Ibrahim al Mujaab died in 912 AD and was buried in the then courtyard of the holy shrine of Imam Hussain salam. After expansion work in 1804 AD, the grave eventually became part of the interior. If you enter from the Ras al Sharif gate and turn left just before entering the chamber that contains the grave of Imam Hussain salam, you will find a zari at the end of the hallway. That being said, his grave site has always been part of what is known as the sacred Hayr al-Hussaini. This is the reason his descendants were initially known as Hayri Sayyids. They later migrated and are today recognized by various last names as Qazvini, Hamami, Awadi, Sabzevari, and Khirsan. The famous brothers Sharif al-Razi, compiler of Nahjul Balagha, the peak of eloquence, and Sharif al-Murtaza, remembered as Alam al-Huda, were reportedly his descendants. So share his story with your family and friends, especially those who visit the grave of Imam Hussain salam in Karbala. Salams to all.